The secret door in the library. 12-year-old Oliver Gray loved books more than anything. While most kids rushed to the playground at lunchtime, Oliver could always be found in the school library, nose buried in a book. His favorite stories were the ones filled with adventure, hidden treasures, daring escapes, and magical lands. But he never imagined that one day, he would stumble into a story of his own. A mysterious discovery. It all started on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. The sky outside was gray, and the rhythmic patter of raindrops against the window made the library feel even cozier. Oliver sat at his favorite table, flipping through an old dusty book about lost civilizations, when something strange happened. As he turned a page, a small whoosh of air brushed against his face. He frowned and looked around. The library was empty except for Mrs. Willow, the kind but forgetful librarian, who was dozing off at her desk. Then, he saw it. Behind a tall bookshelf, barely visible in the dim light, was a tiny wooden door. Oliver had been coming to this library for years, yet he had never noticed it before. His heart pounded with excitement. Was this a secret passage? He glanced at Mrs. Willow, still asleep, then crept toward the door. With a deep breath, he reached for the handle and turned it. A world of living stories. The door swung open, revealing a swirling tunnel of golden light. Before Oliver could think, the light pulled him inside, and he tumbled forward, landing on a soft, grassy floor. He blinked in disbelief. He wasn't in the library anymore. Around him stretched an enormous land, filled with towering bookshelves that reached up to the sky. But these weren't normal bookshelves. The books floated in midair, flipping their own pages, and some even whispered to each other. Suddenly, a white rabbit in a waistcoat rushed past him, muttering, oh dear, I'm terribly late." Oliver gasped. He knew that rabbit. Then, from behind a nearby tree, a boy in a green outfit with a feathered hat grinned at him. "You look lost," said Peter Pan. "Come on, I'll show you around." Oliver's mind whirled. Somehow, he had stepped into a world where book characters came to life. The trouble with the story thief. Peter Pan led Oliver through the enchanted library, past a garden where fairy tale princesses sipped tea with talking animals, and across a bridge where Sherlock Holmes examined footprints made of ink. But just as Oliver was beginning to enjoy himself, a loud cry rang out. "The story thief has struck again," shouted a knight in shining armor. Oliver turned to Peter. "The what?" Peter frowned. "There's someone stealing characters from books. If they disappear from here, they'll vanish from their stories forever." Oliver's stomach dropped. "That's terrible. Who is it?" "Nobody knows," Peter said. "But maybe you can help us catch them." Determined, Oliver followed Peter toward the great library hall, where a massive book lay open on a golden pedestal. It was the Book of Stories, the heart of this world. As they studied the pages, Oliver noticed something odd. Several names had vanished from the book. One of them made his heart stop. "Sherlock Holmes was here just a moment ago," Oliver said. Just then, a shadow darted across the hall. Oliver caught a glimpse of a hooded figure sneaking behind a shelf. Without thinking, he chased after them. The chase through stories. Oliver sprinted past stacks of books and glowing scrolls. The figure leaped into a nearby book, literally jumped inside it. Without hesitating, Oliver followed. Suddenly, he found himself in the middle of a stormy ocean. A pirate ship loomed ahead. "Avast!" roared Captain Hook, spotting Oliver. "Who dares trespass on my ship?" Oliver gulped. Just passing through. Before Hook could capture him, the hooded figure jumped into another book, disappearing into its swirling pages. Oliver leapt after them. This time, he landed in a dark, foggy London street. Gas lamps flickered, and a tall man in a deerstalker hat was tied to a lamppost. "Sherlock Holmes!" Oliver gasped, rushing to untie him. "Quickly, lad," Holmes urged. "The thief is escaping." Oliver spotted the shadowy figure running toward another book. But this time Oliver was ready. He grabbed a quill from a floating ink pot and threw it. The quill struck the thief's hood, pulling it back to reveal a mischievous hoeing goblin with glowing red eyes. "You'll never stop me," the goblin cackled. "Oh, I think we will," said a voice behind them. Peter Pan swooped down from above, snatching the goblin by the collar. "Gotcha." With the goblin captured, Sherlock Holmes, Peter Pan, and Oliver returned to the great library hall. The stolen names reappeared in the Book of Stories, and the missing characters returned to their books. The land of living stories was safe once again. The way back home. "That was amazing," Oliver said, grinning. "But how do I get back?" Peter Pan pointed to a glowing book on a nearby shelf. "That book will take you home, but don't worry, you can always come back." Oliver took a deep breath, placed his hand on the book, and felt the familiar whoosh of air. A moment later he was back in the school library, sitting at his table. The tiny door was gone, as if it had never existed. But Oliver knew better. With a secret smile he picked up his book, wondering when the door would appear again. Because now he was ready for his next adventure. The end.